Hey, I'm Johnny.
I'm Danny.
And we are 2/5 of KONGOS. We're back doing another Behind the Song, second in the series. This is about our song called Everything Must Go. Yeah, I wrote this song more than 13 years ago, at least part of it. I had a chorus, I wrote in 2005, and it just sat there for about 10 years. Couldn't find a place for it. And it was nice. I think Jesse used the term like finding a lost piece of something in a salvage yard that you can put together. So lyrically, I think I started working on this about a year ago when I was working on Quicken, doing accounting, and just kind of frustrated, like everyone gets frustrated doing that kind of boring work. But also as a bigger thing, I don't know if you feel the same way, our priorities were a little bit off in terms of what we were thinking about, the business side of music. And that's what this song ultimately was about, at least part of it.
We're in the midst of trying to leave a label. Yeah, and that gives you a certain taste in your mouth, and then you try to get rid of it.
We wrote this, we started recording it, and we kind of hit a brick wall, I think. And then luckily we had a couple of gigs this year that we were able to go play this live, and that really dramatically changed the recording process, so much so that we came back and retracked drums, guitars, basses, basically the core of the song we retracked because we just felt like we were missing it on the record, and playing it live really just gave us a sense of that it was much more of basically a rock song than we had been treating it prior to that.
And we were previously upstairs in the control room, and it sounds like shit up there. So we moved the control room down here.
It's not a perfect mastering mixing room, but it translates a lot better.
Yes, and it's all about the vibe, innit?
If time is running, the money's an abyss. What's the point of lying? Why are we so treacherous?
So I'll solo this out here. We took Dylan's vocal and ran it through a vocoder and a little Ultra Boy plugin to get this low droney thing.
What's the point of lying? Why are we so treacherous?
We kept that going through the hook section also, that Everything Must Go. And for me, it's the second chorus where Dylan's vocal really shines. I think he really got this really well recorded.
I'm surprised, and I've seen it all before.
Super long delay on that just to help it sing and soar a little longer.
I tried to photograph the other side.
We added in Danny singing these super high harmonies. I think that gives it that final push it needs in the last chorus.
My only hope is when it breaks so far behind the final wave, and I found a way to keep what's mine.
So this section here is really that kind of 90s inspired drum and bass thing here. A lot of this London sounding synths, I think. And then a really sub jungly type bass almost.
It's kind of like drum and bass meets Bitches Brew.
Yeah, it was very much inspired, this section, by Prodigy from the 90s, obviously huge electronic band, and then drum and bass, which became huge in the 90s also. And then there's this melody sound, very Prodigy inspired.
Yeah, this was funny because it had the real Jupiter there, which is probably our favorite synth in this whole studio, and you ended up using the fake one.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where you can't replicate. This ARP was originally on a synthesizer, but we had Dylan play it on a real bass, and it just had such a warm, rich tone that we figured let's kind of lose the synthesizer on it mostly and just hear that bass part.
Yeah, we did all these little guitar sections in separate sections, but then when we did the gigs, it became a kind of unified part, so we just re-recorded it. And it was just one take, one amp, we're so used to recording in between cycles, but little things like this. That rhythm was a live thing that's very intuitive live, but on the record it was just you know.
Another thing is this descending, what we call a descending hook section, is something that came about playing live because Jesse just said this should be a big smashing section. So we did that. So when we get into this chorus here, this almost sounds to me like a 20s jazz club or something.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, he's channeling a bit of a Nathan from Kings of Leon a bit, you know, he's always doing this kind of tom stuff.
And it's just real driving, gives it this kind of launching forward effect for this second chorus before we get to the final smash it out chorus. That in the bass there. And then finally, it's like all band in, everyone just play everything loud.
I always turn the guitar up when I'm at the mixing board. Alright, that's the fucking song. Alright, thanks for watching this episode of Behind the Song for Everything Must Go. Please be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date with everything we're doing on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, and you know, tour announcements and bus call and all that kind of stuff. And watch the music video, which is right here or there, but there'll be a link somewhere.
See you next time.
Bye.